Aye aye, greeting from the Philippines on a lovely sunny day. I got a chorus of dogs over there barking at me. Must have done something to offend them. They're very territorial. Anyway, the subject of today's video, as you can see in the title, is the Philippines the perfect expat destination? Well, a bit like yesterday with the cost of living, yeah, we can end this video very quickly. It is a perfect expat destination. Is it the perfect expat destination? Well, like on anything, it depends on what you're looking for. But certainly for me, I think it is the perfect expat destination. So let me explain why. Just taking a stroll down for a late lunch, we usually do the same route. I was going to do another video. I was going to do the 5 best things about the Philippines, but the trouble is I can't really do that when I'm walking and talking because I lose track of my notes. I really need to make notes for something like that. And I can't do my coffee outside, coffee in a chat anymore because that bloody compressor's so loud in the diving centre. So these are going to be some pretty incoherent ramblings again, but I'll try and make sense of myself. So why is the Philippines such a perfect destination for an expat? Well, first of all, it's got to be the people. The people here are fantastic. I can't, I knew they were going to be good. But a lot of people, I lived in Thailand for a number of years and I think the Thais are great. I think the Thai people are great. And when I heard vlogs and things and people saying how great the Filipino people are, I think, well, they're not going to be better than the Thais. They might be on a par, it can't be, it's like, these people have just never been to Thailand. And I did hold that thought for the first few weeks in Dumaguete. But since I've come to Siquior, the people here are so lovely. They are the nicest people I've ever met anywhere in the world. And that's a huge thing for an expat. Because you feel welcome here. I've got an ever-growing circle of friends. 95% of them are Filipinos. That's not an exact figure. And they're just great, so welcoming. I didn't have anything like that in Dumaguete. The only friends I've really got in Dumaguete were like girls I went out on dates and things with. I didn't really get to know anyone like, worked in shops and restaurants and bars here. But here, it really is nice. Very welcoming people. So that's important. The next thing's got to be the visas, because I can tell you this is an amazing place. It's got beautiful beaches and it's a wonderful climate, but you can get that in a lot of countries. Thailand's got that, you've got that in Cambodia, you've got it in Vietnam, you've got it in nearly all the Asian countries. So I wouldn't say that's the deciding factor in coming here, but the visas makes a huge difference. It is so easy to get a visa here. I hope to God they don't change it, because a lot of countries in Asia are tightening up. They're talking about Thailand. There's the rumours they're going to tighten up the requirements for the retirement visas. But here, my God, it's easy. It's Cambodia many years ago used to be the one. You could get a business visa for $200 and you could stay for the year. And you didn't have to have a business or anything, but they've really tightened that up as well. As I said in previous videos, there are ways around it in Thailand. If you pay the visa agents enough, they can generally sort out some dodgy visas for you, but you take a risk. But here, there is none of that. There is none of that. The only countries I can think of really now in the world that might be comparable in terms of visa ease, and I'm no authority, it would be Colombia. Because Colombia, I think you can go there for 6 months without a visa as a Westerner, and then just leave and come back in again and get another 6 months. And I don't think that even costs you anything. I think it's free on arrival. But I don't know. I'm no expert on Colombia. It's just when I decided to try somewhere else at Thailand, I looked at a few destinations and it was a toss-up between the Philippines and Cambodia. Because one of my main considerations was the ease of a visa, because what I didn't want to do, got some music over there, I hope that's not going to cause a problem. I didn't want to piss about the visas, and if I had gone back to Thailand, yeah, I could get the retirement visa, but it's still moving money around. It's still like putting 20 grand in a in a Thai bank and that. If things don't work out, that's what I'll do though this time. And I wouldn't hurt to have some more money in Thai bank accounts. In talking to bank accounts, that's one of the things that really does let the Philippines down actually, because in Thailand you can go in there, as long as you've got like a certificate of, or something to say, you know, a rental agreement where you're living and you've got your passport, you can open a bank account, tourist account, and they'll keep it open and you can just bank in the Thailand as if you were like a local. Here in the Philippines, as I understand it, you can't. You've got to at least have a retirement visa, as I understand it. I have heard some people say that you can do it and there's ways around it, the tourist visa, and I've seen comments online, but they seem to have got less and less. I don't see many saying that now. A couple of years ago there was some saying you could. Now you see very few that, the trouble is people waving at me as they're going by now because I want to be on the blog, but I'm filming myself. I haven't got the dual camera, so it's, I like that as well here. People like to be filmed. You know, they're not shy of the cameras, that's nice. So yeah, if we're looking at the Philippines, it's got to be the people. And it's got to be the visas, because you can come here, very quickly make friends, start building something, and you can stay here, and that's very important. Then you've got to look at the cost of living. Cost of living is low here. It really is low, and you can have a very good quality of life. I won't know in a year if it's, until I've been here a long time, whether it actually works out cheaper than Thailand, because yeah, if you're living in one of the tourist destinations in Thailand, if you're living in Bangkok, if you're living in Pattaya, or you're living in Phuket or somewhere like that, it's going to cost you more than it is living in the Philippines. I can tell you, I can say that with a total degree of certainty. However, if you're living in the provinces in Thailand, like I was living in up in Phetchabun or Buriram, I'm not so sure that it is more expensive than the Philippines, because your alcohol costs are higher, in the sense that alcohol costs more in Thailand, but when you're in the provinces you tend to drink socially. You know, it's like beers from the local shop in the garden with neighbours and things like that. There aren't really bars and nightclubs and that you go to. So, and the food is so much cheaper in Thailand when we're talking about street food and that. And you've got so much variety, even the little villages, you've got everyone, you know, every other house has got someone outside cooking barbecue this, barbecue that. So I don't know, I suspect it's going to be more expensive for me living in a place like Siquior than it is for me living in a place like it was in the provinces. However, the completely lost my train of thought there. Province life in Thailand, that might not be for you. I mean, we're talking about what makes it a perfect expat destination. And as I've said before, I tend to, when I live in the country, I tend to build a circle of friends with the locals. I tend not to have that many expat friends. That's not because I've got anything against expats. I mean, no, it depends where you are. When I was living in Pattaya for my short spell of time there, I had lots of expat friends. But the places I've lived before, there haven't been many expats. But there are some expats here, and I am building a circle of expat friends. So I mean, it may well be 3 or 4 months down the line I've got a, you know, an equal split of both. I don't know. But yeah, so you've got to look at it now. What we've said so far, the people are fantastic here, so you feel welcome. You can build a circle of friends. The cost of living is very low, and you can the visas, and these are big things. These are big things. You know, it's not perfect, as I said. I think the banking is going to be a problem. I think that is. But there's ways around it. I might do a video another time about how you can keep your costs down and the best ways to bank, because it's the little things like bank charges that add up when you're withdrawing money from the bank. It's the exchange rates when you're getting cash in a bank. Because when I was in Thailand, I just transfer money from my English accounts to my Thai accounts. Or I'd use, well, this is what I was going to say. I'll do another video about it, because there's lots of banks now, like Starling. I'm with Starling, and they use Wise, and although it's not actually a bank, you get fantastic exchange rates. NatWest was my main bank. It still is my main bank, but I've stopped using them overseas, because the trouble with them is you can't rely on them. Not only are they a lot more expensive when you use the cards and that in the machines, but they'll lock you out the banking because they detect you in a foreign country and all that. They've been okay so far these next couple of months, but I'm expecting at some stage in the next couple of months I won't be able to access my online banking, and they want to send me a text message to check who I am and all these shit procedures they put in because I haven't got a UK SIM card here, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, and they won't let you set it up with, so it's just a nightmare. But I found since I've gone with Starling and with Wise, I don't have those problems with them because the new internet banks seem to be a lot better than the old traditional banks. But if you're travelling, you get better exchange rates because they don't have the overheads of the having the store, you know, the actual banking retail outlets and that, so they can offer better value. Anyway, I'm digressing. So yeah, the food here is good. It's okay, Filipino food. I'm enjoying it. You know, it's not as nice as Thai food. That's much my opinion, but it's not bad. It's not bad. The other thing that makes it a great expat destination is the variety, because you can island hop. As I was saying the other day, I think Siquior might not be big enough for me. You know, I'm starting to think it won't be long before I've been to every restaurant and every bar in San Juan several times. But what goes in its saving grace is I can just get a ferry to Bohol. I can get a ferry to Cebu. So if you are feeling, you know, it's a little bit repetitive, you can just go away for a few days. You know, and that's a big thing, because I mean, when I was in Petrobum, yeah, you could fly here or fly there, but you had, like, you know, you had a 6-hour drive to Bangkok airport. You know, then you got things, and then you got to get your flight. It wasn't easy. Although you've got the border with Cambodia, you can go there or whatever, and I did do it various weekends. It wasn't that easy to do. It's much easier to do here. You can go to Dumaguete, you know, that's a 45-minute ride on a ferry, and that's important. And you can also move around. Seems to me you've got a lot more variety. I mean, in Thailand, yeah, some people like Chiang Mai, some people like Bangkok. You know, it's horses for courses. Found it's the same here. You meet a lot of people from different islands, and they found the place for them. There's over 7,000 islands here. I mean, that's a lot to choose from. So I think the beauty of the Philippines is you could come here as well as an expat. You've got your low standard of living, you've got the great people. You can live somewhere for a while, set down some roots, maybe open a retirement bank account, etc. And then if you're not happy, you want to try something else, you can move to another island. You know, you don't have to set things up again because you look like you're still in the Philippines. And that's a big thing, I can imagine. That's a big thing. I can see myself staying here longer term. I really can. But in that longer term, I can envisage myself moving around a bit. As I say, I'm going to give Siquior a try. In terms of, like, I intend to come back here for probably a year. I'm not supremely confident at the end of that year I won't move to another island, but you can't be sure of anything else. But the point is I would still be in the Philippines. You know, so a bit of a waffle this video, because it is when you walk, because you're concentrating on driving, you sit on that. But I wouldn't have done this topic as a walk and talk, but I would have done it as a coffee and a chat, but I'm running out of locations to take coffees. I'm going to do a resort crawl at some stage. Anyway, what else is great about the Philippines? See, I've got a list of 5 things, and I did it in order, but I'm going to do that in a different video. I'll probably do that sat down somewhere in a get red bar or something, because it's got a good backdrop of the beach when you do those videos behind you. So really, I mean, if you are an expat, or you're planning on becoming an expat, and you're wondering about, you know, where to come, I cannot recommend the Philippines highly enough. You know, you see a lot of people, but there seems to be a thing between Thailand and the Philippines, expats. A lot of expats you'll meet here will say Thailand's a terrible place. A lot of expats you'll meet in Thailand will say, oh, the Philippines is dirty and it's this and it's that. And I don't know where they're coming from, mate, to be honest with you. I think they're both perfect. I think they're both great. I think Thailand's fantastic. There's a few things in Thailand which are better than the Philippines. There's a few things that are better than Thailand. You know, just pick which one's right for you, but I don't know why you would criticise either one of them. They both seem great, they really do. not met any unhappy expats here, because the thing is, like I say to you, I've not been here that long, so I've got to temper everything I say with the fact I've only been here a couple of months. But in Thailand, you met a lot of disgruntled expats, you know, who were kind of stuck there because they bought property or whatever, or they were in unhappy relationships and things. I've not met any expats like that here. They all seem really happy. And you also met a lot of expats in Thailand who were running out of money and had to go back. They were having visa problems, overstays and that kind of thing. A lot of that. Not seen any of that here. But I know it exists. I know it exists because I've seen videos about homeless expats in the Philippines and things like that. So I mean, I'm very aware that there are similar problems. It's just I haven't come across them yet, so I can't, you know, comment on them with any authority. Anyway, I'm nearly at my destination, so I'm going to switch the video up. I hope it was helpful, it made a bit of sense to you. I don't know if you heard any of this because it's so bloody noisy all of a sudden. It's just a question at the moment. I'm banging the content out. I want to get my viewing hours up and my subscription, so I will put a lot of unscripted raw material. If that's for you and you like it, great. If you don't, well, sorry, it will improve. And no one's forcing you to watch the videos, and a lot of you aren't. You're all switching off after about 30 seconds. You know, you make your own minds up. Anyway, thanks for joining me. If you do like the channel, please subscribe, bang out a like, and comment. It's important to know what people think. Thanks for watching.